Hello friends, thank you so much for keeping it at Karokageria 7213. In my last video about overcoming fear, I talked about rule number 1, and I said the first thing you need to do for you to overcome fear is to do what you fear most, or in other words, you learn how to face your fears. If you've not listened to it, you can first go listen to it. Then you come to the second point now, which I'm going to talk about today. So today I want to talk about rule number 2, which is think positively. The first thing I will say about thinking positively is your thoughts influence your actions. If you have a tendency of thinking positively, then you'll come to realize that your actions in every aspect of your life are usually positive. And on the other hand, if you have a tendency of thinking negatively towards anything that is around you, or even people that are around you, then your negative thoughts are going to influence how you're going to act towards those people, or let's say the things that you fear most about. So the reason why thinking positively is so important is because if you fear doing something, let's me give a popular example. Let's say for instance, you want to invest in a certain business, but you are so afraid that that business is going to fail. The more you continue thinking on how you're going to lose rather than to gain profit, the more your mind will tell you that you should not go ahead and invest in that business. So, one major thing that you should know is the same energy you use to think about things in a negative way is the same energy that is required for you to think about the same thing in a positive way. So, in my own opinion, why should you waste a lot of time and energy thinking negatively instead of using the same energy to think positively, which will help you to overcome the fear that you have? For example, in the previous example that I've given, instead of thinking too much about you getting losses in a business, why can't you utilize that time and energy to strategize on ways that you can use so that you can gain more profit? Or in other words, why can't you let's say for instance, instead of thinking too much about losing, why can't you use the same energy to think about gaining? Then it will lead you to the success that you want. So thinking positive is very important. Let me give you an example with my own life. About 3 weeks ago, my boss said something that in my own view, it is supposed to affect my job. That means that whatever she said, most likely in the next few months, I am going to lose my job. She never clarified anything. It was just a normal talk. And I couldn't get the courage to ask her for clarification. So it kept bothering me all along. I was so disturbed because I started planning about a future that I couldn't see, and I didn't know what to do. Last week on Saturday, I decided to use rule number 1, that is to face my fears, or to do what I feared most, which was face her, ask for attention and clarification of whatever she meant, so that I can know how to plan my future. It was very early in the morning, and she was just leaving. So I called her name. She responded, and after her response, I sincerely told her, there's something that has been bothering me, and I wish to talk to you about it. Do you mind if I can talk to you? She said, Carol, it is wrong timing. For sure, it was wrong timing because she seemed to be in a hurry to do something. But I insisted. Can you please hear me out just for a few minutes? Then she just looked at me and started listening. So I started talking, and I asked her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the issue that I had. We entered into a conversation for a few minutes, and she clarified what I wanted to know. And thereafter, I felt so relieved. And that is how I overcame my fear. By 1, being ready to face the reality of whatever she was going to tell me, and having the courage to face her. So, as I finalize in this rule number 2, one thing you should know is many people are usually afraid of facing the reality of things or the outcome of things. That's why they don't have the courage to begin. And that's why positive thinking is key for you to overcome your fears. That's all for now about rule number 2. See you next time as I tell you about the 3rd rule for you to overcome your fears. Thank you so much for listening. I love you.